And here we are back with another edition where I'm going to be working on the nose cone here of my Y-Wing Starfighter. Because I'm lighting up the cockpit, I also want to try to make my laser cannons on the nose cone fire. So to do that, I'm drilling out with an extremely small drill bit here down the center of the cannons to make a hole so that I can then take some fiber like this little piece here and run fiber through it so that I can light the end of the gun barrel up. So as you can see, I've got a hole drilled through here now. So here we have the bottom of the nose cone, couple pieces to put on here, rather simple. And here we have the top of the nose cone, the gun barrels, the back, everything. And I've taped off the areas on the inside where the top and bottom connect together because I'm going to be painting the inside. Starting out with the gray primer, same with the gun barrels, and same with the top of the nose cone. And you can see they're all primed and ready to go here. And then I'm going to be shooting black on the inside as a light blocker for my LEDs, and then black on the top side for weathering detail. And you can see, pulled the tape off, and my places where they connect together are nice and clean, so they should fit together nicely without any paint residue. And I'm using here some photos I have of the actual filming miniature used in the movie, because I want to try to paint mine as accurately as possible to what was on screen. And all these little black chips you see here are the reason I painted the underside black. And I'm going to use this liquid white mask, which is basically a liquid latex, and around the bottom and top of the nose cone I'm going to apply little bits of this mask as close as I can to where it appears on the actual filming miniature. And once done with this, what I'll end up doing is painting the body color over the black, and then I should be able to peel away the latex, revealing the black underneath. This is the first time I've ever used this. I've never done it before. And you can see here where I've applied it around. It's kind of hard to see because it's clear, but the light kind of catches the reflection, and you can see the areas where I've applied latex around the nose cone. And same with the bottom of the nose cone as well. So at this point, I'm going to pop out the area of the top and bottom that's supposed to be the yellow stripe. And you can see they're both popped out there. And now I can go ahead and I can paint the top and bottom with my body color, which I'm using a Tamiya AS20 white, a grayish white for the body color. And there they are painted. And you can see the little bubble areas where the liquid latex is. So I'm going to use a glove on my finger here and lightly just kind of rub the paint. And you can see the latex is peeling, the paint is peeling right off where the latex was applied. And wow, like I said, this is my first time. I'm very happy with the way this is looking. On the bottom side of the nose cone. Big bunch of area here on the bottom of the nose cone. And there you have the top and bottom. I really like the way it turned out. It's very natural looking because you can actually see edges of paint. Now I'm mixing my own yellow with yellow, white, a deck tan, and just a drop of black. And here it is mixed to paint the yellow stripe area of the nose cone. Be airbrushing that on. And you can see here both of them are painted yellow. And again, just lightly rub away the latex, revealing the black paint underneath so that it looks like it's been chipped. And both the yellow striped areas. And time to put them back into the nose cone pieces. And I am very happy with the way this is looking. Then it's on to the other areas of the nose cone. This is the front portion between the top and bottom where the laser cannon barrel is attached to. And here we have the cockpit that came with the model. It's a one-piece plastic cockpit. There's also a cockpit that came with the photo etching I used for the interior, right here. The photo etch also came with these pieces here, which are the underside of the cockpit canopy for additional detail that the model kit itself doesn't come with. So I'm going to start out by folding up this photo etch piece here, and then here it is here all folded. Then I'll be gluing on these other little pieces here for some more detail. This little teeny piece goes right on the bottom corner here. Little bugger to play with or mess with. And then I'll attach the entire folded box piece to the plate. Then it also comes with this other little piece here that goes in the midsection of the underside of the canopy. And we've got that all assembled. So I have cut the plastic canopy into thirds. I'm using that instead of the photo etch because this is actually more accurate to the filming miniature. And here I've primed and painted it with the white body color. And you can see in these photo references it's actually a blue canopy, and where it's chipped there's white paint underneath. So again, like the nose cone, I'm going to use the liquid mask and apply it in the areas as close to possible as what was seen in the photograph of the filming miniature. Mixed my own blue with some Tamiya sky blue, white, touch of black, and mixed my own to try to match as close as possible to the filming miniature. And then it's a little airbrush applied to the whole thing, and there you have it. And there it is with the latex peel away. And also on the side of the nose cone there's a blue stripe, so I'm applying latex on the side there. A little airbrush of blue for the stripe. And when I peeled the yellow tape off, it pulled all the latex off along with it, so there was no rubbing off that I needed to do, and I'm again really pleased with the results of how that paint looks. You can also see in this reference photo here, like the Millennium Falcon, there's little hash marks around just for detailing, I guess, just things to catch the eye. You know, they're all around it. There's some in the back area here. So I'm going to use, like I did with my Millennium Falcon build, just a Sharpie and do these little hash marks in the areas that match the filming miniature. And then I'm going to do some dark gray airbrushing to start to weather the outside of it and dirty it up a bit. And here we have the top and bottom, both airbrushed, dirtied up. And then a little bit of black with the Sharpie again on the canopy, and then some more dark gray to kind of dirty it up and weather it. Same with the gun barrels. Make the ends of them look burnt. And there you have it with the gun barrels and canopy on. Then I'm going to apply a rust wash on a few areas of the nose cone where it can be seen on the filming miniature, toning it down a little bit here. And I'm also taking this light sand Tamiya pastel, and I'm just gonna use the brush area here. And what I've done is I just dabbed it over the top, and it kind of toned down the blue but made it look dirty and dusty. There's also a little area in the back of the cone here where there's a green tint. So I'm going to use a clear green paint here, and then I'll dab on that and tone it down. Here we have the gun that goes on the top of the canopy. And I'm going to do some weathering on that. It has been painted with the body color. And then I'm going to add a little rust color with some of my rust pastel. Black wash over the back section of the nose cone. And again, some rust color in certain areas. And there we got the cannon again. And that fits right on top of the nose cone canopy. And then this back section snaps right into the back of the upper nose cone. Gonna do a black wash over the little panel, and I'm doing a couple white buttons and a yellow button here, and then a dark gray wash just to kind of pick up some of the detail there. And on the other piece, I did some black in the vents to darken it up, and then just dark gray in the middle of the area there just to bring out the detail. So it's time to put my cockpit into the upper nose section. And then there is the underside photo etch glued to the back canopy portion, and that gets put on. And then I've got the front section of my canopy here, which I'll snap onto the front of the cockpit. And then we got the middle section of the canopy, which fits right inside there. So here's the underside of the upper half of the nose cone, and I'm going to glue a piece of white paper in over the photo etch to kind of diffuse my LEDs that are going to be put in there to light up the cockpit. You can see I've got a piece glued on either side here. And then I've also taken some styrene and made a little box to cover up my LEDs, and I'll paint the box black for light blocking. And then here I have a piece of 0.5mm fiber, which I'm going to run inside my laser cannons on the front of the nose cone. I'm going to use a little Elmer's glue to hold it in place. I'm just going to slide it in like so until it comes out the end, and then just pull it back slightly from the tip so that they're just back behind the tip a little bit. Then I'm just going to snip off the remaining portion of the fiber optic. And then I have these two 0402 SMD LEDs in red color, and what I'm going to do is secure them to the underside, and one of them right in front of each fiber optic. And I'm going to hold them in place with Elmer's glue. This one here has been glued in place, and now the second one is glued in place, and you can see the Elmer's glue and the LEDs there right in front of the fiber optics. I also have some shrink tube here, which I slit down the middle and curved on the ends, and I'm going to place that over the red LED and over the end of the laser barrel to kind of light block and keep the light directed at the fiber optic. And you can see I've glued those in place here. And now it's time for a test. Here we have the cockpit with the lights running. Looking good. And I can remove the midsection to get a better view inside the cockpit. And a test of my laser cannons. And yes, I have sound as well. And you can see the detail in the back of the cockpit, the photo etch piece that hangs down adds some extra detail inside there. And there we have my completed Y-wing nose cone.